Morning, folks. Hello. We're live, I hope. A few minutes early. What? He's already started. Sion just placed the package really carefully. I don't know what that's in reference to. But yes, we're live. Hello. Good morning. Hot drink. Let's see if OBS will continue to behave itself today. Good evening all. Hey, Stephen. Okay, let's do a quick roll call. God, as he was here early. Do you know there were people in the chat yesterday, like when I launched the stream, when I scheduled it? There were already people chatting yesterday. That is just... Anyway, so good morning, Azzy. Hello, Andy, Daniel, Charles. Good morning, Michael and Julian. Mr. Dean Pottstown. That's really funny how it changed your name. Anyway, sorry, Dean Potts. Look further down in the chat, you'll see what that's about. Hello, Mr. Andy Calloway. Paul the Count is here. Hello, Ian. I assume you just go by Ian, right? It's not like you've got your full name there. Is it Ian Scott Johnson, as in two hyphen surnames, or is it Ian Scott Johnson, like Scott's your middle name, or is it Ian Scott? Wow, confusing. Way too confusing for 6:20 in the morning, let me tell you. Good morning, Tabletronics. Hello, Paul. Paul is here. Muesli is here, and now I'm hungry. Thank you. Agim, good morning. Crazy Roops, hello. Tetra 3D Print is here. Hello, David. Hey, Leo. Whoops, jumped. And Stephen, and Paul. The curtains, and Zoom. Hey, Mike. Anyone else is here? Hello, Hex. Good morning. HMX. Hello, Marcos is here. Michael is here. Dave Darko. Hello. Hello, Pierre. Oh, that. What? What's oh, that? Hang on, sorry, I'm just... My eyes went out of focus for a second. Hey, Sylvain. Good evening. I just visited my data pickers today. Yay! Logistics goes much smoother through customs. Yeah, the Mauser logistics worked out really well. Julian E.J. Elet. Elet. I don't even know how to pronounce your surname, Julian. Is it Elet? I've heard people pronounce it Elet, and I've heard people pronounce it Elet, and I don't know. So I apologise, I'm massacring everyone's names. I should start massacring my own. Oh, maybe Brian's in the pack. Oh, the package. That's what now I understand it. Did you hear any screams? Is there any... No, there's no one speaking Irish in there. So did Ian reply to the question of the... I missed it. Went too fast. I don't know if Ian... Oh, hang on. Was that it there up there? No? Okay. Hi, Alex. How you doing? Have I missed anyone? Sorry. Oh, hello, Colin. Good morning. Yes, we have a package from Brian. Oh, I just realised. Hang on 1 second. I don't want to dox Brian. 1 sec. I need to... There we go. I had to scribble out his signature. Otherwise, Julian was going to scan his signature and then hack into Brian's bank account and steal all his monies. Isn't that how it works in the UK, Julian? Hey, Jamie. He said it was his middle name, so I must have missed it. It went past too quick. Oh, there it is. Ian is good. Scott is my middle name. Okay, that's what I thought. That's why I've been calling you Ian. But you never know, right? I mean, look at my name. Silliest name ever. Hey, Helmet. Hello, Gavin. Hello, Jerry. Lots of people here. Cool. Nice. And my Discord is pinging. Oh. Sorry. Stephen Mott ripped off his antenna, putting his Tiny Pico into a breadboard, I think. I'm having such second, let's make that a bit brighter, shall we? Yeah, I'm really regretting using these antennas. They're such fantastic antennas. They really are. In terms of performance, they're incredible. They're probably the best performing antenna you can get. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm just gonna grab let me just go grab a known dead board. Hang on. So this is a known dead board. Hey, crazy boy. So, let me just... Like, I don't know. I mean, I put these through a lot of stress testing. Like, I'm really whacking this antenna at the moment with my thumb. Like, I really thought that they were mechanically sound. Okay. Not focused, but... Like, I really... Look at that. Like, I'm I'm really having trouble ripping it off. And I'm not blaming anyone if they did rip them off. Like, I've had a couple that have turned up. Why is that keep going out of focus? I don't know if... Am I in manual? No? Wow, okay. My camera's playing up. Like, I just bent the antenna then, right? Okay. My technical difficulty today is going to be my camera's going to keep going out of focus. I have very tiny hands. No. Like, I just bent the antenna then, trying to pull the antenna off. Like, I really thought they were mechanically sound. I wouldn't have used them otherwise. But I've had a couple of boards that have turned up to people that the antennas have been ripped off, and although it looked like maybe, like in Stephen's case, Stephen Mott, I think it was Stephen, he looked under a microscope and it looked like it hadn't reflowed properly, but I don't know. I'm a bit suspect on that, only because, like, even though you could kind of see some solder balls there, the first thing that reflows on this board, if I heat the board up, is the antenna, because it sucks all the heat. It's a heat wick, right? And so, like, the very first thing that, like, if I hot air this board, the very first thing that comes loose is the antenna before anything else, and the very first thing that reflows is the pads on the antenna. But I'm just really disappointed now about the fact that people are finding it, like, they're ripping them off or they're coming damaged. Like, I can't tell you how disappointed I am about that. Sorry, I'm missing... What happened in the chat? I'm talking about, right, as his name, just a FYI to all that can currently get 3 Arjiboy handhelds for 60. I paid 50 for one. Ooh, can everyone see that link? 3 Arjiboy handhelds for 60. Thank you, Dave Darko, for posting that. I'll leave the little plastic. Yeah, I normally leave, like, from all my boards that I work with, I leave my antenna clip on there. I mean, like, I've bent the antenna before, like, being silly. I actually stood on a Tiny Pico yesterday and completely squished the antenna, and it was a good board. I accidentally, I went to put it in the cleaner, in the ultrasonic cleaner, and I dropped it, and as I stepped back to look to see where I dropped it, I stood on it. But I replaced the antenna, it's fine. The board's fine. The solder is probably stronger than the antenna. Having received a Tiny Pico, so I'm just seeing what... Yeah, reflow joint failure. Yeah, I'm really not convinced by the reflow joint failure. Having reflowed now over 2,000 Tiny Picos, right? Honestly, I don't believe it's it can't be a reflow failure. Seriously. Like, yeah. I can't possibly see how it's a reflow failure. Like, if it is, it is. There's nothing I'm doing differently. Like, this board was not reflowed any differently to any other board, right? And I literally can't rip this antenna off. Like, if you know, I mean, I can really, but look how much pressure I'm putting to rip it. Like, I just bent the antenna down and still couldn't rip it off. Anyway, what's my percentage failure? Yeah, I've only heard of 2, but the fact that Stephen could, no matter how heavy-handed he said he was, like, it's just in Discord, the fact that he could rip one off as well, just with his hand, just plugging, it was into a play shield. Let's just go to my desktop view, just so you can see Discord. So this is his picture here. Hope you don't mind me sharing this, Stephen. Right? So did it pull the pads off, maybe? I can't see if it looks like the pads might have been... I can't get that picture bigger. Sorry, that's just the size of the picture. Like, that's the only thing I can... Yeah, I don't know. So, I'm missing chat. Just let me quickly catch up. Yeah, my failure has been... It's very tiny. Like, I only know of 2, or now 3 people that have had either antennas ripped off during shipping, or they ripped one off. I mean, Matt's ripped one off his board before he dropped the board on the floor. Hey, Yuri. With these antennas, but I've not managed to kill any yet. Yeah, it wouldn't be used so prevalently out there if there was a problem with them. Could the antennas be dirty? I don't think so. Look, maybe it's something to do with the ultrasonic cleaning. Maybe there is some oxidization happening at the solder joints after the cleaning. I guess that is possible. But I've got boards here, like, of other people that have used these antennas that have definitely gone through an ultrasonic cleaner. And again, this has gone through an ultrasonic cleaner. This board's been cleaned. And again, and so many of them, so it could definitely just be some type of fault. There's a warranty. Of course there's a warranty. I'll replace, depending on what happens, like, if someone rips their own antenna off their board, that's not really... That's a hard thing to cover as a warranty, right? If it arrives that way, absolutely, that I'll replace the board. I'll ask you, how did you make your... Hello, hey, can't pronounce your name, Hodja Dirty, sorry. How did I create my 2D graphics, my boards? I did them by hand in some vector software. There is a lower left link to open original image. Open original. Oh, right, there is 2. There we go. Yeah, but I didn't think that would be a bigger image. There's the bigger image. See, that there looks like there's no paste left on the pad. Like, I wonder if it's ripped the e-nig off. Like, I wonder if there's any solder there left. Telescopic antenna. I don't think so. Was there maybe a single panel that didn't get as much paste there? Or maybe dried out a little before you sped everything up? I don't think so. Hey, David. Hey, John. Oh, you're supposed to be asleep now, John. So I'm just going back in the chat. Let's get back to this one. I feel like I'm missing... So Gavin asked, could there have been a single panel that didn't get as much paste there or something? Look, it's possible. You got to remember, like, I've built thousands of boards, right? It's absolutely possible that, maybe, I reflow 2 panels at a time in the oven. I'm doing pretty much all my reflow now in the T962A. It just works out easier for the cycle, the way I've got everything working now. But when I was doing the toaster oven, I was only doing a single panel at a time, so it was quite centered, and I've used my reflow master reliably stacks. Maybe there's a cold spot in the, maybe the top left corner or something in the oven, and it's not getting reflowed quite as well. Um, Look, it's possible, but I mean, these boards get manhandled a lot by me. They get put through the ringer, like through testing twice, ultrasonic cleaning, putting the clips on, getting moved from container to container and bagged. Like, I feel like if there was a chance that an antenna was going to get knocked off easily, it'd get knocked off by me. Um, so I don't know. Maybe it's yeah, helmet. The for my testing, not that it's scientific in any way, but leaving the 3D printed clip on there really doesn't change the attenuation much on the antenna. I've had no issues with that. Um, Tiny hamsters eat tiny burritos. Okay. Is the pad size smaller than the solder mask opening? Could increase it, so solder mask provides chemical support. Yeah, it's to spec. Hey, Chuz, 66. It's definitely to spec. Like it's not smaller than it's supposed to be. It's exactly to what the specifications show. And obviously, if I increase it and I increase the amount of solder there, it's going to change the characteristics of the antenna. Not by a lot, but it will. But if it's a reflow issue or something like that, then a bit more paste isn't going to really make that much of a difference, I don't think. Um, I get you saying it was your fault, Stephen, but it's still like the fact that there's a part on the board that can be broken off so easily. It frustrates me, like it does. Um, so yeah, the clip looks fancy. I like the clip. Like blue's my favorite color. That's why I'm doing them in the blue. I've gone through a lot of blue PETG. Possible to get a bad panel where the e-nick hasn't bonded properly. Yeah, look, it's possible. And let's face it, like I test every panel before I use it to make sure that it's electrically not shorted or anything. But and I visually inspect every panel quickly, but I visually inspect every panel before I put paste on it. But there's only so much I can really do to test every panel before they go in. I mean, every manufacturing process has got failures, right? There's just I do the best I can. The fact that every board that goes out has gone through the testing process twice, to be flashed and erased and tested and battery testing and everything, like that's about all I can do. Um, Michael's asking, I 3D print 100 at a time. I could probably do more, but I do 100 at a time. And they take, yeah, quite a few hours, three or 4 hours to do, well, 3 hours to do 100 clips. Oh, hello, Brian. Yeah, everyone thought Brian was inside the package. Hey, Peter, could never, whatever. Sorry, hello. Maybe you like your battery clips. It would be worth hand soldering it. You can't hand solder the antennas. The pads are underneath. Yeah, that's not an option. You can't get a soldering. Or maybe that one there I could get an iron into, but that's just going to leave really messy. But again, if I put a big blob of solder in there, it's going to completely change the characteristics of the antenna. Um, will it be enough to change it badly? I don't know. Definitely can't get an iron inside there. I'm not sure one thing is going to make that much of a difference. Yeah, I'm not sure plastic. I'm not sure the filament will be completely invisible to the RF. I don't think it's completely invisible, but I don't think it should affect it too much. Um, if it's only 3 out of 1,000, I think it's more likely to be a single panel with an issue. The chances of them all being on a single panel would have been very remote, I think. And it's not out of 1,000. Well, it's so far out of, I mean, I shipped about 1,300. But yes, yeah, look, so far the numbers are quite small. I'm not upset about the numbers, I'm just upset that it happened at all to anyone. I feel bad that anyone's had that experience. Manufacturing thousands of PCBs is so easy to miss something. Yeah, it's very easy to miss something. And also, from after the pick and place machine, I'll go through and I check every part before I reflow, just because the reliability of my machine. There's there's been a few times that after reflow I realised that I missed a resistor that was sitting on its side or something. It's like 30 parts per board, 15 boards per panel. It's yeah, very easy to miss stuff. Very, very easy. Papa Alpha 1 Tango Sierra. Yeah, but how do I pronounce it? Oh, Paul, of course, at the end. Oh, God, I'm having a bad day. It's a bad day today. Blob of hot glue. I'm not sticking hot glue on the antennas. I've seen people doing that and it looks terrible. Anyway, related to the antenna crush pop off, one design issue I've seen with Tiny Pico put in a play shield is that if you lay it down, the screen up, the weight on the antenna is not a problem with the play shield unless you really push down on it. I mean, this can take quite a bit of weight. Yeah, I mean, that's not necessarily... Okay, I can't call that a design flaw, Paul. Sorry, I mean, that's not a, I mean, obviously there's a piece of thin metal on here. I'm not sure if it should be expected that you could turn it over and put weight on it, but I wouldn't think that a play shield on top of it... I mean, a play shield's got to weigh a lot less than this, right? I mean, that's not going to damage the antenna in any way. Maybe if you smack it down. So one thing of interest, before we jump onto this, because we will, because this is the star of the show today. The star of the show! I got a package, a different package. Let me get it. Play snake enough. I guess if you... Sure. But the play shield's got no weight to it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think the play shield itself... You should be able to bend the antenna by having the play shield... The Tiny Pico facing down. Yeah, we haven't... Okay. No, you haven't missed it opening yet. But I'm opening a different package right now. Because I want to show you something I got that I am going to play with. That might make it to a future member of the Tiny Pico family. Possibly. I'm definitely going to play with them. It's not going to go onto the Tiny Pico itself. Let me show you this. These were a pain to get. So these are Fractus antennas. Let me see. I'll take one out and I'll show you. I'm not going to be able to get close enough. So this is an alternate antenna that I may move to. Not specifically on the Tiny Picos, because that would require not only like a severe redesign, but I'd have to get all my matching networks redone and everything else. And yeah. So Tiny Pico, this model Tiny Pico will be staying with for the foreseeable future with these antennas. Get this tape off. God, this tape is just disgusting. I don't want to pull too much. Oh, okay. Sorry, won't be a second. Yay, candy. It's not quite candy. Way more expensive than candy. So these are... Oh, come on. These are little Wi-Fi antennas. Wi-Fi Bluetooth antennas. Look at the size of it. Now that is also a 3D antenna. Not a 2D antenna. And it just has two pads on the bottom. Come on, focus. I wonder why it's having so much trouble focusing. have sound. Okay. We have sound back. But we have no picture. Okay. Hey Stephen Ludgate, my camera is playing up today. Okay, we have picture back. Sorry about that. We need a matching network if you use a 50 ohm antenna. SP Pico has 50 ohm output. You do. Well, technically all antennas need a matching network, even if you've got a 50 ohm antenna and a 50, like, the fact is, unless the antenna's sitting directly on the pin and there's nothing else interfering with it, right? So the main reason you normally need a matching network is not... It's to counter for all of the other things on the board that affect your RF, your attenuation, and everything else. So it's not... Like if you just had if you had a Pico D4 and the antenna and nothing else on the board, then, you know, obviously the PCB itself will alter the characteristics, but you'd get fairly close. But a matching network, if you want a really good, like, matched attenuation, then you need a matching network of some description. Like, you know, I mean, the difference between when I was using this antenna and when I had the Rain Sun without the matching network, which was a matched 50 ohm antenna, so it technically didn't need matching. Like, this is twice as good, at least twice as good. It makes a big difference, yes. And for, you know, for some people, for the project, it doesn't matter. But there was no way I was going to ship the tiny Pico with an underperforming antenna. Oh, an apology to my cat. I thought she had pulled the speaker cable out. Hey, James. Hi, anyone that I haven't said hi to. There's a few people. Exadel, 83, Renee, hello. Johnny, hello. Death Shaker, 3D Gusnar. Okay, I apologise. Anyway. Hello, welcome all. Anyway, let's quickly back to this antenna, and then I'm going to move on. So, yeah, this is it's a Fractus antenna. It's a 3D antenna. It's not as good as a Pro Ant. It's about 15% less in its, what do they call it? In its, let me think for a second. Can't remember what the spec is. In its efficiency is what I'm looking for. So, yeah, I mean, as John put there, it's an impedance match. So the reason you have a matching network is to reduce how much bounce back you get, right? And the more bounce back you get, the more interference you get, the hotter it gets, and the more trouble you have going through certification, right? So, can you explain what you mean by matching antenna? I think this is some analog wizardry I haven't yet... Right. Is it a tiny PCB? This is not a PCB. Well, inside it there might be some stuff. So inside here, there is multiple layers of antenna. I can't get any closer, sorry. They're really small. As you can see, it's, I mean, that's a 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter square, right? It's very, very small. So inside there is just layers of a 3D antenna. But because of its size and the fact that it's sitting inside whatever this material is, it's not quite PCB. That obviously also affects its efficiency compared to just having a purely metal antenna. So, let's talk about a matching network. I don't want to get my pen and paper out. So a matching network is circuitry. So in the case of the Tiny Pico, it's underneath the antenna. You might be able to see just out of focus, but just inside here, there are two caps and an inductor. So a matching network is generally a set of 1 to 3 components that normally includes 1 or more inductors, 1 or more caps. And it sits between the antenna pin, which is this pin over here, on the Tiny Pico, which goes all the way here, and the antenna. and what the parts, what they are in terms of their values and where they sit in terms of like a U shape, how they sit and where and will what it does on a it's to do with the Smith chart. It's if you consider that right here is this circle, right? Right here is perfect attenuation, right? And over here is really bad to the side. What those parts will do is, depending on what you use and how they're placed and what their values are, will shift around a globe. Imagine this is a 3D globe. Will shift it back to the center point, right? So it'll rotate like a ball. It'll rotate the value back into the center to be an ideal match, right? And it's all wizardry, and you use VNA, like network analyzers and spectrum analyzers to do it all, and it's really, it's stuff that I don't have the equipment for. The USB part doesn't work at all yet, 3D Gustner, on the ESP32S2. It's still only beta silicon. It's not out yet, not available yet, and the USB is not enabled yet. So I'm missing chat. So does that make sense, James? That's what a matching network is. It's some circuitry that sits between the antenna and the chip, and it's designed to readjust the RF to match, to get the harmonics working on a perfect as possible. Hope that makes sense. Hey, Bit Looney, or hello, Looney. Looney's punching holes. Yeah, hey, Ian. Integrated device. Okay. Yes, Bit Looney coins. How funny is that? Did I tune my matching network? No, I got it done. I got it done professionally. I do not have the equipment or the expertise or the knowledge to tune a matching network. You need very expensive equipment, and you need a lot of expertise to be able to do it, and a lot of patience. Did it gimbal? Does it gimbal the antenna? What does that mean? Hey, Ed. Hey, Graham. Hey, Dishipu. Knowing expressive, you'll need to write your own USB stack with it. No. USB is going to be fully USB. They're not going to be shipping with HID support at the start, but it's going to be a full USB stack, USB Go, when it comes out as revision 1. So you won't have to write anything for it. Look up Smith charts and you'll understand, James. It's all wizardry. There are plenty of tutorials on the network. Hello, David. Anyway, so the problem with the Fractus antenna is it's almost twice the price of the Pro Ant. And it's not quite as good, right? The other problem with it is obviously much smaller, but it's only got 2 pads holding it on. And the pads are on the bottom, they don't go over the edge. So you can't have a huge amount of solder for it to sit on, right? So mechanically speaking, I don't know, obviously it's going to be shorter, but I don't know how much more stable it's going to be. Because there's actually going to be less surface area holding it on than what the Pro Ant's got. So I'm just as worried that something like this can get knocked off. There's maybe less chance because of its size. As you can see, it's quite small. Sorry, the camera focus is just really terrible today. I'm going to see if I can... Whoa. Hey Rob, no, you haven't missed anything. I'm about to open the package. I was just talking about these Fractus antennas. Anyway, I bought myself 100 of them. It was not cheap, unfortunately. So the antennas are almost double the price when I buy them in reels of 2,500. When I buy them in lots of 100, they are super expensive. Let me tell you. There is, hang on 1 second, need to get some sticky tape. They are so expensive, I'm not prepared to lose one of them. There is $190. That is $190 of antennas. Right there. No. $220. Antenna live stream. Hello, DigiCool. Hello, Greg. Yeah, $220 worth of antennas here. So, yes. I'm gonna have a play. I've got a design I'm working on that I'm gonna probably use this antenna on. But it definitely makes a difference. That's yeah, Aussie dollars. Yeah, it's expensive. Go look these up on DigiKey, and they're $5 each on DigiKey. $5 Australian on DigiKey. Yeah, that's very, very expensive antennas. But yes, I think I'm gonna possibly look at moving to them anyway for the future and not use a Pro Ant. The other advantage, just quickly, with those other antennas, these ones are quite hard to get on with a pick and place machine, obviously. They're quite delicate. They jam up my machine quite a lot because of how thick they are inside the tape and how hard they are to pick up. So from a manufacturing point of view, those other ones are going to be easy to use, and I'll have more space on the board, whatever board I make, which I might show you later because I've got a board I've designed. So yeah, let's do that. But shall we move on to this? Let's move on to this. Why do they contain gold? Oh, why do they contain gold? I don't know. They're just expensive antennas, and you can get smaller than that, but the smaller they go, the less efficient they are. Tiny femto. No, I'm not allowed to use femto. Julian told me I can't use femto. Hey, Scott. Again, sorry if I haven't said hi to anyone. I need to close that, and I need to just quickly see what I'm up to. Cool. Okay. So, we're ready for this. I played SMD antennas. I found that they send really high pulses throughout the board. What do you mean you played with really high pulses? Electronics kit. Well, I don't actually know what's in here. So let me say two things. Brian and I, we couldn't get our act together, right? We couldn't get coordinated enough to do this. Why is my camera moved? Hang on. Yeah, we couldn't get this organised in time. I was going to cut away to let's have a word from our sponsor, and I was going to cut to a little video of the fact that Brian Lough was sponsoring this stream. But in fact, Brian is not sponsoring this stream. So I don't know what's in here, because I'm pretty sure Brian sent me some extras, but I actually bought stuff off Brian. Okay, I paid for what I bought in here, right? So this is not a freebie from Brian. I just want to make that clear, right? But I think Brian threw some extra stuff in here. I don't know what, so we're going to find out. And I'm going to use this opportunity, because some of the things in here, it might be the first time some of you have seen it. Although maybe you might have seen some of it if you saw the MakerCast on Monday. It says getting dark in Brian's office. Brian is doing a deal today for, well, I guess it's for the community here, but it could also be for anyone, whatever. No, it's not a gift. I paid for it. Everything on his Tindy store is... Brian, can you post a link to your Tindy store, please? Everything on his Tindy store is 15% off if you use the code... Unexpected. So if you use the code Unexpected on Brian's Tindy store, everything you get 15% off. Okay, let's open this package. Yay. Open it. Thank you, Brian. Is there nothing inside that's going to dox you? I hope not. And if there is, well, bad luck. If I can get it out. Whoa! Ah, he sent me a finger! Yes. Cool. So, what else is in here? What's he done? He stuck everything. Look at how it's all stuck together. So, yeah, I've started doing that as well for some orders. You stick it like this so it doesn't shift around in the bag, so it doesn't get thick, because there's a limit on how thin the bags can be. It's really cool. Okay, let's pull this apart and see what there is. See if I can do it without cutting everything. Okay, so I know I remember what I ordered. So I know I ordered these. I ordered 2 Pandamonium badges, because I'm going to make one for Flynn and one for Orly. Unfortunately, they have no interest in making them with me, which is kind of sad. You got more screw terminals, Brian? Are they going to be blue? So I ordered this D1 Breakout Mini, mini Breakout screen, which I will open in a second, and the Pandemoniums. But it looks like Brian sent me also two of his finger badges, which I believe are not on Tinder yet. Oh no! But they will be shortly. So did anyone catch the Makercast on Monday on BitLooney's channel? If you didn't, hey Looney, are you there? Oh, Looney's probably punching holes right now. Should check out his channel. Can someone post a link to it? How long is postage to AU? I don't know, Brian. How long did it take? When did you send it? It wasn't that long. It was about a week and a bit, I think. Is there a date on here? Date, anywhere? Not really. I can't read the date on the stamp. I don't know. If you hold it upside down, it's an elephant badge. That's actually quite funny. It is. So I'm going to open these first. So these are kits. Thank you, Brian, for posting that. Where's the friggin' mini Wi-Fi 7 SIG board? Hey. Brian, thank you very much for sending me these as well. Very generous of you. So yeah, these are his badges. It's basically the finger, obviously, if you didn't know. And it's an AT Tiny 13, I think, and an LED on the front, and then some stuff on the back. And it's got a shitty add-on header. So I believe you can do it as a shitty add-on or as a standalone. You can't have it as both. And see, you should have used a 555 timer. Can everyone see that? I gave Brian a bit of grief on Makercast. I said, you should have put a 555. So, yeah. So you should have used a 555, and then you get a finger back as a reply. How cool is that? Oh, you can have the finger as both? YouTube links default to exiting the stream. Yeah, when you click on a link, you got to right click on it and say open a new window. Yes. Numbers 1 and 2 of those badges. I don't think it's... Oh, it is 1 and 2. You numbered them. Did I really get 1 and 2, Brian? What? No. God, I feel special now. So a red one and a white one. That is really cool. I think he's got... Do you have other colours or just red and white? Label should say LED 7. I'm never going to live that one down, am I? So that's pretty cool. So I got 2 of those. And then these are Brian's Pandamonium badges, which I'm going to solder both of these today on the stream, I think. Yay. And these are super cute. How cute is that? Really? Really, really cute. So these, again, have... It's just 2 LEDs for the eyes. And then... Oh, right, that's why. So this one can only be either shitty add-on or battery. If you put the battery down, you can't get to the shitty add-on pads. But if you... Does everyone know what the shitty add-ons are? The SAO, they're It's a standard format that's been come up with from... Where did it start? It wasn't... Was it the... Which conference was it? Anyway, it's where you can connect badges to badges to badges. So, like, people made badges, and then they made add-ons for those badges, and it's called a shitty add-on. That's the standard for them. Are they signed original? They're not signed, no. I mean, Brian's name's on them. But they're not signed. Although I got Brian's signature on the packaging, so that's okay. But I had to. It was a DEF CON. Yeah, it's a shitty add-on. What did Scott say that was funny? Kids will love them. Is that no or something else you said was funny? Oh, there's a little panda. Scott's got a panda emoji. Anyway, so I'm gonna build both of these for the kids today. And then the last thing I got was, because I thought was really cool, is this is a D1 Mini screen board, breakout board. So it's basically, and there's the 0 ohm resistors. Are they the 0 ohm resistors, Brian? Or is that in here, in these ones? Yeah, no, it's in this one's 0 ohm. Anyway, so this is a board where you can connect a D1 Mini to it. And then on the other side, you've got all different header spaces that you can put all different size screens on. So you can stick an OLED, like the 64 by 128 by 64. You can stick a Nokia screen on it. See the 5110, I meant, sorry. 5110. Oh, can't talk this morning. Anyway, I thought it was really clever, so I wanted to grab one. So it's a D1 Mini screen breakout. Cool. So shall we build some pandas? We should build some pandas. How much would the panda badge be to the Netherlands? Well, whatever it is, it'll be less 15%. I think the only thing Brian is waiting for, for the Tiny Pico breakout is the screw terminals, which is really frustrating. He got sent some, but they were really crap quality, unfortunately. Oh, and apparently he's busy with work. I think that's a terrible excuse. Okay, Julian's gonna get to see some soldering. Yay! Now, by the way, I know Brian would have just sent me these if I asked him for them. But I didn't want to. He actually got... Sorry, Brian, I'm just going to talk about you like you're not here. He actually got shitty with me when I ordered them. And he refused to take the order. But I made him take the order. How many 0 ohm resistors did you give me? Or was that from some... Right, I might have... If I confused some packaging... Uh-oh. No. What have I done? What are the 0 ohms for again? I wasn't watching when I opened them. I think the 0 ohms are for something else, right? Yeah, every time an order comes in from Australia, Brian thinks it's from me, and he panics a bit. He gets pissed with me. So is there any particular order? Oh, that's a nice little switch. Look how small it is. Is that smaller than the ones I use? Or is it about the same size, but a longer pole? Okay. Yes, Brian's got his computer working, finally. He bought a new motherboard. Sorry, I'm just answering for Brian. You can use them for the Panda if you want. It makes the LEDs brighter. Yes, we want brighter LEDs, don't we? Do we want to blind people? We do, I think. So if I use the zeros instead of these ones. So there's one there. One there. So is there a spare one, is there? Must be. Yes, what Sion said. Sorry, I'm just answering for Brian. Wow. Okay, I've got my iron. I'm going to turn it on. Oh, hey. Greg, Digi Cool Things. Look what I got. Finally. But I got the SN100 NI. Which one did you get? There was two. The other one was like twice the price. But yeah, this is obviously high temp, lead free solder, and it's supposed to be really clear flux, like really nice flux. I don't know. I haven't used it yet. It only arrived the other day. And it's good timing because I'm about to be out of my other lead-free solder. I've got very little left. Very little left. So, yeah. With a lot of Grove connectors to solder, which is really frustrating. So, yeah, almost out. So this arrived a few days ago, finally. Okay, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use leaded because I don't care about my kids. Wow. That was nasty, Sion. Okay, so what do? We need to start with the back. We should do the back first, right? Code is invalid, apparently. Unexpected. Hello, Peter. Hey, Brian. The code's not working. Pandas are lead-free. Well, I guess I should use lead-free then, shouldn't I? Okay. I'll try the new lead-free solder today. First time. You can see it first time on the stream. You got the... Right, so you got the other one, right? So, like, I was looking at the data sheet. I really couldn't see much of a difference between the two of them, except the other one was, like, almost twice the price. Any idea? Like, this is using SN99.3 CUNIGE. Like, it's clearly, it doesn't have any silver in it. It's almost all tin. Anyway, how do those Panda LED flash? I think they've got those rotating LEDs. They just do the auto rotating. They've got chips inside them, I believe. And they just cycle between colours. Unexpected. Did I type it wrong? Unexpected. Did I type that wrong? Sorry about that. If I did, I don't know what's going on. So do we want to do super bright LEDs or not so bright LEDs? Do we want to do 0 volts? 0 volts. 0 ohms? Do you want to do 0 ohm resistors on them and make them really bright? Hello, Steve-O. That's an interesting spelling. Mine is silver, yours is mostly tin copper. Not sure the difference this makes. Yeah, I mean, obviously having the silver makes the pads look a little bit nicer, a little bit shinier, I believe. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, like, I'll try this one. I'll see how we go. Bright orange ones. What bright orange ones are we talking about? I'm talking about the resistors. Are we going to do the resistors that are going to blind my kids? I think we will. Okay, I'm going to do this on my mat. Because why not? Okay, blinding ones, let's do the blinding ones. So is there only 2 resistors? Unexpected. I'm losing my... This chat is throwing me for a 6. Okay. Move these to the side just for now. Put them where you can see them. Okay, they're massive. Sorry, they're massive for me. Did I spell it wrong? I don't know. Depending on the silver amount, it does have some advantages for corrosion and conductivity. But it's pretty specific. Yeah, look, anyway. I've never seen this before. Data sheet didn't really show much of a difference between them, so I thought I went with silver because it was cheaper. Silver what you're talking about? You're talking about the pads? Yeah. Enig's expensive. And e-nig is completely unnecessary unless you've got super fine pitch stuff. We're talking about the solder, Brian, not the PCBs. So is it only 2 resistors, Brian, that I need to worry about? I think so. So am I gonna have to? I'm gonna have to lift the temperature of my iron, maybe. Wow, look how much they got at the bottom. Okay, where's the tape? Let's try this solder out, shall we? Okay, so what temperature do you recommend I solder this at? No SMD experience, bad eyes, no hot air, etc. Could I solder the Panda badge anyway, you reckon? Well, I'm doing it just with the iron. Yeah, there's really not a lot on here, so it's definitely probably a good one to start with. No one's going to tell me what temp? I'm going to go to 365 I'm going to start at. My iron. I probably got the wrong tip on my iron. Oh well. Okay, ready for fumes? Whoa! In my face. Oh! Oh! I had E just because they were riser cards. Yeah, like if you're doing gold fingers and stuff, you need to have ENIG for sure. You can't have them bumpy. But yeah, ENIG, unless you're doing fine pitch. Okay, so yeah, so that's not overly shiny, that joint. I'm probably using the wrong iron tip for this, sorry. I should have swapped it first. And now we get that yellowing on the white boards from the flux. Can everyone see that? Let me get closer. It's why I don't like, no offense, I'm not blaming you, Brian. I'm just saying, it's why I don't like using the white boards. Unless you're going to clean them with an ultrasonic cleaner or really scrub them with IPA, you get that, you get the yellowing, from the flux, from the heat. Okay, so yeah, I'm not sure I really like the results of the, like it's silver and then it dries and then it goes a bit dull in colour without having the silver in it. Yeah, you got to clean them with IPA, sure, but you don't see that orange mark on other colours, and maybe it's there, you just can't see it because it's dark. So your solder is almost half the price of mine. Right, that's why I bought this one, because if I was going to go, because I go through a lot of it, right? And if I'm going to sit there and just, solder 6,000 Grove pins, which is what I've been doing, then I didn't want to go for such expensive lead-free solder. That's why I bought this one. Okay, well anyway, let's get these resistors on. I'm just doing one board to start with, okay? I cannot see which orientation these are on, this far away from the camera, and I don't care, so look away. And where did the switch go? What was James' tip? Tip for small board, you don't want to bother with IPA with, or use a lens wipe. Oh, interesting, lens wipe. I've actually been meaning to buy just some IPA wipes, but they're quite expensive. Rather than spraying IPA, why is it not going in the holes? Do these buttons align in the holes, Brian? Oh, they do. Good. Good, good. Lead-free will not appear shiny normally. It depends how much silver's in it, though. My other one does. My other lead-free. well, it's silvery, shiny-ish. Okay. Let's do the rest of the button. Oh, do I have any batteries? Yeah, I think I might. Really can't see what I'm doing. Oh, damn. I really... Wow. I made a mess of that. Sorry, folks. I should have turned it around. This is definitely the wrong tip. Lucky my kids won't judge me on my soldering technique. But this is not a good endorsement for Brian at all. Sorry about the state of that switch, Brian. With my IPA with toothbrush to loosen the flux, then drop the ultrasonic cleaner. Okay, interesting. Should really change the tip. Okay, look at that blob. That was my fault. Sorry about that. Is that 0 ohm plus or minus 1%? Yeah, that's pretty funny, isn't it? No, these are probably 10% resistors. Yeah, no pressure. No, it's not pressure. I should have... I've got a larger tip than I normally work with on my iron. Just because I'm going through like so many joints on the back of the Grove connectors. Yeah, it's a bit clunky compared to what I'm used to. I should do the battery, right? We would definitely want the battery. Let's do the battery. Oh, I should have done the other one first, shouldn't I? Damn. This one first? Because it's underneath. Oh well. If I mess it up, I can buy more. Is that not the right way around? Wow, that's not the right way around. That way. That was close. Wow. Sorry, not even on camera. What's no, 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 no? Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, I saw it. It was the wrong way around. Brian, look at that. That's funny. Hey, Maxi and R&D. I can't see. I don't know if this is going to be able to go through and reflow if I do it from the top. Might not be enough heat. How am I supposed to get this other one here? Hey Eric, how you doing? How am I supposed to... I'm going to melt the plastic if I try to touch this one. You might need more solder. I put quite a bit on it. It's probably just my iron's not hot enough to go through that to get to the bottom. But I don't want to melt the plastic. Okay, let's see if that's on. Yeah, that's on. Okay. Lucky the front's nice and clean. Okay, so orientation, which way do we go? We've got a plus and a plus. So the pluses go into the middle. And we're assuming the long leg is a plus, right? Is that correct? No, only... Yeah, I know. Hey, Jet, Gyrotech. The problem is there's no sound from my chat. I need my chat to go, no, 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 whenever someone types no. The metallic strip is a touch thing. No, the metallic strip at the back is to solder the pin on it. So you can attach it to your clothing. Log leg is a plus, that's what I thought. But I'd check though. Oh, poor Brian, sitting there, he must be going, oh, Sion, you're absolutely making a mess of this. Look at those eyes. You need a mod command. Yeah, but I don't know how to... Can you do that? I don't even know. These are really tiny pads, Brian, for the legs, like for the holes. I don't know if my iron's going to be able to get to that. I'll try, but I think it's going to be a bit difficult. It's going to look a bit ugly. Someone from the UK or Spain bought something. Thank you. If anyone grabs something from Brian, big thank you from me. I do appreciate it. Today I'm Brian's pimp. Do not like using this tip. I'm just telling everyone now. My new project, make a YouTube chat warning device. Yeah, pretty straight. Not bad. Hey, Kevin. We have some new faces today, I think. Welcome to everyone. If I've missed saying hi to anyone in chat, I apologise. Where are my cutters? Oh no, they're inside the house. Are they inside the house? Or did I leave them? I was making my video. No, here they are. Okay. Sorry. It's a bit of a mangle job. I'm sorry. To be honest, if I wasn't building this on the stream, I would have just put solder paste on and refloated. Because you all know how much I love doing soldering. So I remembered I bought from IKEA a whole bunch of these. And this has been sitting there. And I don't know when. Expiry date 26/11/2021. Okay, so maybe these will work. Grab one of these. Apparently the batteries at IKEA are really good. What did I miss? Did I miss anything? Screen and flickered. Okay, I hope that's the right size battery. Okay, why is the battery not going in? There it goes. Oh, look at that! Hang on, let me, Okay, they're bright. You weren't wrong about how bright they were. Hope the switch works. Yes, it does. Evil Panda! Excellent. They're all empty, you have to charge them yourself. What? Yeah, the IKEA one, I mean, I bought them, I think someone recommended them, like one of you guys recommended them. It was either you, Stephen Ludgate, or Brian, or someone mentioned you can get them at IKEA. I never even considered looking. And then one of the times I was at IKEA, I went and, oh look, they go out of sync. Yeah, and I found I got 2 packets of them. And then they've been sitting here forever, and I haven't even opened them. But I have now. Yeah, it was probably both of you. Maybe you mentioned it, yeah, in Discord or something. I'm not sure. Flatbodge is a Swedish word meaning flat boy. Okay. It's a flat boy. Shall we build the other one? Or shall we build a finger? I'm just going to leave that going over there. I don't care if the battery runs out. Who cares? Let's build a finger. Shall we do a white finger or a red finger? Julian wants the finger. That's for you, Julian. White or red? Zero resistors everywhere. No one's telling me. Come on, white or red? Which one? White finger. White finger. There's no yellow fingers. Oh, now we're 2 white, 2 red. Come on, guys. Hello, James. If I haven't said... Okay, we're getting much more red. No. What? White, white. Oh, we're back to half. Do I have to do a straw poll? Really? Can you guys... Oh, purple. Good one. Hello, James. Hey, Johan. Can you guys not agree on anything? Ever. Every time I ask you for an answer, binary answer, you guys can't ever decide. Brown. Well, I can... Yeah. White and red. No, I'm just going to do one. Just one. Dealer's choice. Do white. The special LED works better with that. Ooh, okay. We're doing white then. Red needs blood. Do the other panda. Oh, so, thanks, Paul. Yeah. There's always one in the group, isn't there? Always one. Oh, it's going to be the same parts I'm going to suffer with again. You want me to bleed on the white, do you? Really? Okay, I'm going to turn my iron off and switch my tip, I think. Yes, I'm going to switch my tip. Ooh, lunch. So that's a tiny 13, is it? Looks so big with little tiny feet. God, this is going to look messy though. I might have to switch my glasses to do that one. I just need a minute or two for my iron to cool down so I can switch the tip. Sorry folks, I'm not going to grab it with my hand right now. What else is there to tell you all? Zoom in. I will zoom in. I'll zoom in when I'm ready to start working. No, it's got Tobe. What? Oh, right, 2-0. Right, okay. Hello, the embedded hobbyist. Bye, 3D Gusner. Thanks for joining. You should put it in the oven. It'll look better. What, you mean reflow it? It probably would. But I'm going to do it by hand. I'm going to show everyone how bad my... well, you just saw how bad my soldering skills are. Found the antenna, like I said, heavy-handed, twisted as I pressed it. Oh no. So while I'm waiting for that to cool down, just quickly, Tetra Print just posted a picture of an antenna that's on a different board, an Azure Sphere. think is that what the board is? Hang on. Yeah, the Azure Sphere. I don't know what antenna that is. That looks... I don't know how big that board is as a reference. Looks quite small, but is that a chip antenna or a 3D antenna? That's the thing. Your soldering is okay, but your SMD foo is strong. Thank you, Ian. I think my soldering is terrible. My hand soldering is terrible. But I will definitely say that my SMD foo is pretty good these days. It's had plenty of reason to improve. Yeah. Black board with white solder mask or white board with black solder mask. I like white PCBs, I have to say. I do. But they're very hard to clean and keep clean. Yeah. But now they've got an ultrasonic cleaner, that would help. But I wouldn't want to have to ultrasonic clean every single thing I make, because it's quite time consuming. Do I hear Crowley? I have not. I've heard my son having a meltdown, but I haven't heard the crow, I don't think. Julian has definitely mastered the hand soldering skills. For sure. Sure. And there's many people in this chat that are 1,000 times better than me at hand soldering, for sure. But, is that cool enough yet? Oh, kind of. Ow, No, it's not. It's not cool enough. There's the, it's going to zoom out a bit. Ow. Really not hot enough. Cool enough. Where's my good tip? Where are you? There you are. My favorite tip. You are soldering a hand. I'm soldering a hand by hand, and the whole time it's going to give me the finger. So there you go. What does that tell you? What was the punchline for a tiny Pico and some ram walk into a bar? Yeah, there wasn't one. I can't think of anything. So I'm going back to my leaded solder for now. Folks, my multi-core. I want to make Tiny Pico PCB for myself with Type-C connector and no RAM. Do I have to make a new matching network if I change PCB layout? Depends what you change. It just it depends on how much you change. If you're moving the chips, or if you're moving the antenna side around, then sure, you'll have to if you want it. Well, otherwise it'll degrade. So that's an interesting thing to bring up. So just keep in mind though, if you do take the Tiny Pico files, right? So it's just so everyone's clear on this, because let me just go to here. There was a discussion on my Discord about it. So I'm going to bring this up here. That's actually a quite interesting thing. So while I'm waiting for that, let me just turn that down. Cool. So just quickly, I just want to go through. So with the hardware, if you're going to use any of the Tiny Pico files, even if it's for yourself, then the open source license is under, the CERN license requires you to republish your boards open source, right? These designs are free for you to use and change, but you must open source them and share them with other people. Okay? That's a requirement of the open source license. So again, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I apologize. I'm going to call you HD because not going to do that. So to answer your antenna question, well, it will affect the antenna, right? Depending on what you change. But if you're changing stuff more on the left-hand side and not the right-hand side, then it shouldn't affect it enough that you need to worry about changing the matching network. But just keep in mind, this is very important, that that there are conditions to using the files. There's a typo. Is there? There probably is a typo. Please, there is. There you go. I will fix that in a moment. But yeah, there are conditions to using the files. You must re-open source it. You must share what you've made if you're going to use my files. And there's also requirements on the branding, right? You can't just go and use the Tiny Pico logo on your boards. Well, so it's an interesting thing. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about this, right? Because, I mean, there are people that already have. Obviously, it's my brand, it's my license. I will make them open source once I make good working boards. Cool, awesome. That's the only requirement. So thank you for that. Yeah, but you need to take the logo off, the Tiny Pico logo off. I was going to publish the boards without the logos, and maybe I should have. I don't know. I know that there's a couple of people that have just taken my Gerbers and got boards made for themselves so they can make their own Tiny Picos, which is fine. That's what they're there for, right? If you want to like make identical boards, without changing them, there's no requirement obviously to reshare the files. But technically, yeah, I probably should have taken the logo off those. Well, no, maybe not. Anyway, but if you're going to make a derivative board, you got to take the logo off. You're not supposed to leave the logo on there. Maybe just put a guide on the Git how to handle the files. Yeah, like I'm still trying to work it out in my head. Like, I didn't really have a problem, Alex, with you having the logo on your board. Like, really, like, it's for me, it's what I don't want is for someone to make something and sell it that has my logo on it that doesn't work, or that does damage, or that misrepresents me, right? That's the thing, right? It's about misrepresentation. More than having the logo. So, like, there is obviously certain people that are not going to be producing boards that I'm going to have a problem with. And Alex, you're one of them, right? So, yeah, it's just it's a tricky thing. Like, I didn't probably put enough thought into how I was going to deal with it all, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen, and on the Gerber, but not on the board files. Yeah, I could probably take them off the board files and re-upload them. Yeah, that's an option, I guess. Maybe have a community type of TB logo. Yeah, I mean, so what a couple of people have done is just taken the logo off and they've just written Tiny Pico there instead. Yeah, I don't know. Look, I'm still thinking about it. And to be honest, it's really not the most important thing that is going through my head at the moment. Yeah, look, it's a branding thing. Like, I don't want people out there misrepresenting me, and I don't. So how does Adafruit do it? Like, so for instance, with the feather, you can't just stick... If you make a feather board, you can't just stick the feather logo on there, right? You need to go speak to Adafruit and get it. I mean, there's no certification. Hey, Teal Brains. Have I been worried about China ripping... Well, sure. I mean, but ripping you off isn't the right words, right? I mean, they're not there ripping me off. I mean, anyone could take my boards and get them made and, I guess, release something with them. I mean, what you're not allowed to do with my license is take my Gerbers, get a whole bunch of board made and sell them, right? You can't do that. If you make your own derivative of a board off mine, of course you're allowed to sell those, but you must also open source it. And if you don't open source it, you're in breach of the license. China, if China decide to take my boards and copy them and make them, there's nothing I can do about it, right? The whole point of open sourcing the files is to make it less appealing for them to do it. Replace the logo with your logo here on the files you uploaded. Then people are going to make boards, and the boards are going to say your logo here on them. There is no feather logo. There is a feather logo. There's a feather logo. Adafruit feather. Let's see if we can see a picture of the back of one. How do we find the back of a board? Wait, let me see if I can grab the feather. If I've got one here. Here we go. Yeah, feather logo. So the Adafruit logo and the feather logo, you can't just stick them on, you can't make a feather compatible board and stick them on there. Right? They're owned by Adafruit. And they'll go you. Right? I don't want to spend my time policing my licensing, but I want people to be able to know what their obligations are. So yeah, like it's an interesting one. China mass producing them would be a true sign the designers made it. Maybe. I mean, look, to be honest, like anyone that wants to make their own tiny picos for themselves, they're welcome to do it. But at the end of the day, it's going to cost you way more money than buying them. Like, just understand that. They're not easy boards to make, and the component cost for a small run of boards is going to be massive. But if you're doing it because you want to learn and you want to experience it and you want to just, hey, can I make one, type thing, I mean, go for it, absolutely. Do you have a license on your Reflow Master? Yeah, I mean, actually, I don't know if there's a license on the Reflow Master page. I'm less worried about my Reflow Master, I guess. It's not a high volume product. I should have certain licenses on all my files, and I probably don't. I have to go back and look through everywhere. It's a feather, who knew? Yeah. Yeah, like it's I mean, that's actually come up a few times about the feather logo that I've seen in the maker space. There's also a feather on the new ship. Okay. Hey, more. It's for educational use. So end of. What does that mean? It's for educational use. As long as it's not broke, it doesn't need fixing. Okay, I'm a bit confused by that conversation a bit. No, yeah, but I wouldn't be going ahead and doing... There's no need to do something fancy with the name to get around it. Like, does that make sense? Like, making it... Like the way you wrote it, Dave Darko. Like, it's just a... No, it's not copyright, it's a trademark. So, who said copyright? Oh, James asked that. It's a trademark. You can't copyright a logo. You can trademark a logo and a brand, not copyright it. And Adafruit own it. Let's ask Unexpected Crow. Hello, Crow. What do you think? Because the branding's important, right? They're trying to build an ecosystem and they want it to be recognizable. And you can apply to get the logo, to use the logo on your board. But you need to apply. Like, you need to send them stuff. They need to check it. They want to know what it is that you're putting it on there. Like, for me, okay, so the logo is one thing, but I guess the most important thing for me, though, is people that are using the designs to build stuff, right? And so the tricky one is the play shield. Sorry, it's not the play, it's the template for an empty shield. There's technically nothing on it. There's no, like, if you take the template for an empty shield and you make a shield from it, the whole license thing doesn't overly apply there because it's just a size of a board with the headers. But my template does have the logo on it. Unless it has a TM, it isn't a legal trademark. So I wasn't planning to sell them or using your branding, just don't like micro USB. Yeah, that's totally fine, HD, and you're welcome to do it. You're absolutely welcome to do it. That's what I'm saying. That's why I've open sourced them. But I guess there are a lot of people that don't realise, like they just go and they grab the files. They all open source, free to use, grab the files and use them and do stuff with them and don't realize that they need to give it back to the community. That's the whole point of having it open source. Yeah, I'm going to remove the logo from the template. I just haven't had a chance to do that yet. I got lots of things to do. And I'm way behind, including making this. So I'm going to do, which side do I do first, Brian? It's going to end badly. And I'm probably going to need my other glasses. Where are my other glasses? Where did I put my other glasses? I've got other glasses for close-up work. I think Brian might have gone by now. Adafruit doesn't provide a blank feather. They provide a proto feather that does have a logo on it. Yes, they do, but you need to read all their documentation, right? That's the thing. So you accept a PR to remove your logo. No, don't worry about it, Paul. I'll do it on my side because I want to just go over it and just make sure that, I'll do a couple of checks on it and stuff. Can I change Shiny Pico to bulky 21st century transistor-based electronics? You absolutely can. You still have to open source it and put it back. Back on GitHub. Common law trademark is automatic, registered trademark is not. Yeah, like with it, so yeah, based on, who was it? So Scott mentioned, unless it has a TM or R, it isn't a legal trademark. That's actually incorrect. It's really not. And if you can prove origin on a design, you're still covered. It's not a trademark, but it's still an ownership thing. And again, it totally depends on jurisdiction, of course. Totally depends on jurisdiction. Okay, here we go. You're going to want to go closer. I know you are. You're going to want to see this happen in full. I can't see properly with my glasses. I can't see the chat right now. Just letting you know. Okay, let's get some. There's always going to be going from leaded to unleaded. Oh, this didn't have any leaded on the tip. It's good. We're okay. Cool. I'm blind in these glasses. You'll. Yes, we need a lawyer. We need an IP lawyer in the chat. Anyone know someone? This is a little bit too far away for me for my glasses and my... Stop moving. Okay, not my best work. I think you're only as good as your bank balance. A big company would hang you out. Yeah, at the end of the day, having any form of trademark is only as good as you fighting it. You need to protect it. So if you have a trademark and you don't protect it, you lose it. Well, it again depends on the country. So who's upset with me I'm not using Flux? Anyone? I see quite a lot of videos where people are soldering and they put flux down, but I don't understand why, because solder has flux in it. Okay. That's not too bad. Okay, I cannot see the chat. Where's my glasses? Flux is for snowflakes. What? Yeah, I believe it. Sorry, I missed a whole bunch of chat. What did I miss? Hey, Amos. So I'm just catching up. Not upset it's multi-core. Yay, multi-core. Despite trademark infringement, otherwise you lose the trademark. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you have to. It's really bizarre. If you don't defend it, you lose it. If you don't defend it, then and someone else wins, then you've got no leg to ever to stand on again over it. The crow was there. You get a nicer joint with it. Yeah, maybe. But on white, you end up with flux everywhere. Okay, so that one, I need to do the LED. Is this LED have to... No, it's not an upside down LED, thankfully. Where's the LED? And Brian is color-coded. Interesting. So, Brian, is still here? So he's color-coded these little packages. Oh, are they just different coloured LEDs that I can choose from? Right. So which one's which? So there's blue, there's red, there's green. And is that pink? There's a choice. I didn't know you get a choice. That's really cool. So what colour are we doing? Oh, here we go. We're voting again. Holy moly. There should be a special one. So that must be the special one. Okay, we're getting... Oops. Oh, you can't see. That's off the thing. Okay. That looks red. So that should be special, right? Pink. It's hard to tell. Which one's pink? Because these look really similar. I can't get closer. Whoa. Sorry. So which one's red and which one's pink? Pink blink. Sea green purple. Do I have to probe these to see what colour they are? I might have to. The one without the marker. Is that no marker? Is that actually the colour of the thing? Okay, we're going to do this one. We're doing this one. And I can't see which way... God, I need my other glasses again. Okay, get out. I thought that was texture on it. But it's not. That's actually the colour of the LED. Look at that. That's the colour of the LED. Okay, so... I'm going to have to... I can't see on the... Is that... What is that? Is that a 3? Which side's negative, Brian? Which side's the negative side? I can't see with my... under the camera. Wow. My microscope. Use a light absorbing diode. Oh, look at that. Where's Mr. Watts when you need him? That is a beautiful colour. Pink it is. Get off. Okay, so... So is that negative? That's positive? So like that. The LED uses blue LED with paste on top to make it pink. Oh, Julian likes the pink. I'm hoping this is the correct way. Otherwise we're screwed. Flip it upside down. What? Flip it upside down? Wait. Flip it upside down there. Why am I flipping it upside down? It's supposed to be facing this way, isn't it? It's not a reversed build. Or are you telling me just because of the symbol on the bottom? I'm confused. Why is Brian saying that? Build everything else in test. Come on, see on basic stuff. Meter it out. I could meter it out, except I don't know the pinout on this 13. I don't even know which one ground is on the Tiny 13. But I could find out from the back. Looking at the traces, wow. The arrow should point to the right. That's what I was asking you. Like I can't tell what that symbol is on the pad. Like that would normally be an arrow, but it looks like a 3. That's all. I'm just confused by. Sorry. There's no instructions for that yet. Sure, I know it's not a released board. I understand that. That's why I'm asking you. I don't want to make a mistake. I mean, it's easy to flip it, so it's not such a problem. But okay, so that's the front. And balance-wise, I can fix that. I've got a hole in my mat. It's where I stick my Tiny Pico RAM when I'm working my Tiny Pico. LED should be bidirectional. Yeah, how much easier would it be if they were bidirectional? Well, you can't Charlie plex them anymore. Yes, Charlie plexing is important. Okay, so we just need a resistor and a button and ISP header. Interesting. So have you got, is that for Pogos for programming it, for the ISP header? Okay, got a resistor. Which way round does the resistor go, guys? Sorry, was that not funny? So you program them. Oh, that's to reprogram them. So how do you program the chips? You just use your little dip adapter. Come on, resistor, sit flat. Left goes up. God, this is really bad soldering. Well, it's not terrible. So all I need is that and the battery, right? And the switch. Let's do the switch. God, that's right on the edge, Brian. Wow. How did JLC PCB do that with the... How did they let you put the switch right on the end? It's right on the edge of the board. Right side up for the resistor. No thanks. turn my thing around. Did JLC PCB complain? So I don't have my glasses. Can't see. Living on the edge. It's literally on the edge. So I've got my other glasses on, folks. I cannot see the chat right now. Again, not my best soldering. Okay. So we're going to need lots of solder here. But this one, oops, should be easier to go on because it's not lead free. So it will reflow easier. So that's currently in the on position. Switch it off. So that's all I need, I think. Let's change my glasses so I can see the chat. Okay. Yes, yes. What's yes, yes? Now is our chance. What am I missing on the chat? See on fail. I'm not going to fail it. It's just not necessarily the nicest job. Okay, shall we put a battery in? Find out. Look at that, 2 batteries in one day. Okay, here we go. Which way does the switch go? Up. Yay! We have a blinking LED. That is a lot of code required for that. Oh wow, camera does not like that at all. And no smoke. Like it keeps blurring from the. Hang on. Yay! That's a really nice pink, actually. The camera doesn't do it justice. The white hotspot. That's a really beautiful coloured LED. Nice. Yeah, I should have used an FPGA. So now I can give you all the... Hang on. Now I can give you all the finger. Bit small. It's baby hands. You sent the wrong LEDs. Cool. So there we go. We have Pandamonium and the finger. And unfortunately the finger's not available yet. When do you think they'll be up, Brian? I know you've packed some. Should have used an A-stable multivibro. Yes. Yes, that's what that should say on the back instead of the 555. Version 1.2.0. Wow. I like how they're completely out of sync now. Nice. Finger may be in the next 2 weeks. Use a Pico D4 for flashing. Wow. Yeah, the battery will last about 5 minutes. Cool. I should give it... let me give it a bit of a clean. I'm going to give it clean. Cool. And I'm going to give the back of this one a bit of a clean, I think. Yes, I brushed my teeth with this. And yes, I'm doing IPA on the board while it's got power. Yay! Yeah, a bit harder to clean that one. Because if Brian can live on the edge, I can live on the edge. Cleaning in production. Put a message in Morse code. Well, you can. I mean, you can program it, right? So, and it's got the ISP header. Can you program it with the shitty add-on connector? Like, does this allow you to program via it as well, or is it just the interface? No, you can't. Bummer. Okay. That's a shame. But there's an ISP. Although you'd have to get some pogos. Is there an ET shitty add-on? I don't know, I've not seen an ET one. I didn't draw either. What? Who didn't draw? Oh, Brian didn't draw them. Who drew them, Brian? What is that on the side of the board? Any idea? I'm just curious. I've not seen that on the side of a PCB before. Weird. Spielberg. Oh, is that from the mouse bites? Oh, of course. Right. Yeah, so Brian's, yeah, he's got to go and clean every single one. Just like I have, look at this. To scrape. What does to scrape mean? To scrape means I need to go through every single one of these and clean the freaking crap off them. V-scoring is an interesting problem. Look at that. I mean, it's white on white. Really not fantastic to see. Come on, focus. What have I got that's dark? I can put underneath it to show it better. There we go. Look at that. So, I'm getting some pretty inconsistent V-scoring, and I get that V-scoring is hard, and these are 1mm boards, so they're already quite thin, so you have to be very careful with V-scoring. A belt sander is not a good idea for these little boards. Sorry, it's really not. And most boards have got more than one side that needs to be cleaned. This one just happens to have been on the edge of a panel. Let me see if I can find one that's got both sides. I've already cleaned a whole bunch of them. Oops, wrong one. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, so yeah, I've got a whole bunch that have to be cleaned here, here, and the back. I definitely don't want to stick on a belt sander. I use the boards themselves to clean the sides. Yeah, I do that sometimes. I'll get the boards and scrape them together. It depends on the board. I have to be careful how I handle these, obviously. But yeah, on this current batch of boards, I've got some boards that are cut so deep that when the panel goes in the oven to reflow the RAM on the back, the boards come out bent. The boards, they tilt up like that. This will just not stay in focus today. Driving me nuts. And so, yeah, and then I've got other boards that are so hard I can't even snap them. Like, I need to get pliers on one side. What? Is Yaz in chat? Hey Yaz! Good morning. And they charged you more because they're small boards, right? They don't like doing V-score on small stuff. They don't charge me anymore. They tried, and I went ape at them. I'll be honest. I just came back with the fact that, look, you know, this is my 11th order of Tiny Picos, and you've never charged me before. Why are you charging me now? Because they charged me $15 extra for the V-scoring, and they removed it and haven't charged me since. But yes, they do charge. They've always charged their domestic customers for V-scoring. But yeah, they started charging everyone else Get it with proper manual focus. This has got manual focus. I just need to be on a completely different mode. Lost picture. Yeah, I obviously had the camera set up for... I was taking photos the other day. Okay, not sure who more is, but getting some very cryptic discussion. Anyway, so yeah, I've got a lot of cleaning, but I'd rather be cleaning V-score than mouse bites. I think mouse bites would be even worse to clean off because there'd be the solid thickness of the PCB, right? Yeah, that'd be a real pain. Anyway, hey Yaz, look, I got some. That's a finger. You can give. I'll give this to you. You can give that to people. I got a couple of pandas from Brian, and I'm gonna one for Ollie and one for Flynn. Has anyone got any questions for Yaz? How funny. Asking what chips used on the PCB. Which PCB? Sorry, which one are you talking about? You're talking about this one? This chip? Or this PCB? Or that PCB? Sorry, I'm confused. Need to be more specific in your question. More. The finger is yours. Yes, the finger is yours. There's a white one and a red one. But the white one's got a pink finger. I thought you might like that. Your Pico. It's a Pico D4. ESP32 Pico D4 is the chip. Where is Yaz? Yaz is inside the house. Yaz stole your finger badge. So no, she didn't steal anything. Currently wrangling the Muppets. Yes. We call our kids Muppets. Not because they're entertaining. No, she didn't steal it. I'll gladly give her the this one. Can the pandas heterochromia iridium be cured? Is that the colours being out of sync? Could be. I don't know what that is. But there you go. I reset them. Let's turn the light off. Come on. Let's get some nice colouring happening. I want to ask Leon now. I can ask you, do you have cats or dogs or other pets in the house? I'll let Yaz answer that one. Are they all up in the kitchen? Up at wrangling? Huh? I don't get that. Yeah, I don't get that, Andy. Sorry. I don't think Yaz knows what the crow is. One for Janice and one for Norm. Well done, Graham. Very cool. Yeah, they go out pretty quickly. That's okay. I like them when they're out of sync. Especially like right now, because it looks like they're rotating from one to the other one. No worries, more. I had dogs when I was little, and then I had cats when I was older. I like both, and I probably prefer just cats. I think just the less maintenance, but we have no pets and no pets planned. That's a meme from Jurassic Park. Is it? Okay. It's been a long time since I've seen Jurassic Park. Americans are offended by everything, but clearly not offended by their president. There you go. How's that one? I'm sorry if I offended anyone here. I don't think any American has the right to be offended by anything anymore if they're not offended by their president. I want to see a 10 by 10 grid of those LEDs. Of which ones? These colour changing ones? Or the pink ones? Are you guys covered in spider webs? I saw some pictures of spider season down under. No, we hardly see spiders here at all. I hate spiders. I have... Yaz has a good laugh. Yaz had a good laugh when I have a freak out when I see spiders. And I'm not talking about little spiders or daddy long legs. I'm talking about, Spiders. Yeah. Don't go political. Too late. Yeah, these are really nice colour changing ones. Yep, really nice. Pinfall spider. There's a project I love hard that uses these LEDs, use STM chip to control them, and keep them in auto and sync with patterns. Are you sure they're auto colour changing? Because you can get, like, obviously LEDs like this, but just they're addressable RGBs. You can get non-addressable and addressable. No, you can get addressable. Or maybe they're not addressable. Interesting. Yeah, okay, I don't know. Burn down the house sort of... No, definitely jump up and scream like a 3-year-old. So I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you what happened. Okay, Yaz is going to think this is funny, if she's still listening. So it was actually this jacket. So what happened was I put this jacket on and I sat inside the house at the dining room table where I normally do some work inside the house. And I put my hands down on the keyboard, right? I need to stand up. So I had my hands on the keyboard, my sleeves like this, right? And while I was typing, a spider crawled out of my sleeve, over my hand onto the keyboard. And the spider was about that big and black. Okay? So I might have jumped up and done and I'll tell you my version of the story. No, that's the version of the story. And I might have jumped up and freaked out and acted like a 3-year-old, 1-year-old. Yeah. Let's get away! Get away! Oh my god! Yeah. I will admit it. I lost my... Yeah. There you go. Aussie spiders can be dangerous. Yeah. Yeah, we have some pretty deadly spiders here. And snakes. But yes, yeah, that freaked me out. Like, it crawled out of my sleeve, over my hand, onto my keyboard. Yeah. So, that I don't do that. No. And Yaz still laughs about that. Firstly, it was the shock of feeling something coming out of my sleeve, right? Whoops, where's the camera? It was the shock of something coming out and crawling on my hand, and I just, whoa! Yeah. Same story. Mine gave up after a while. What are we giving up? What? Yeah, like, I'm not... I don't have a problem with spiders being in the world, just not on me or near me. Yeah. God, I'm still shivering about it. It was pretty bad. But, yeah, Yaz had a really good laugh for a long time about my reaction. It was, my action was really over the top. But I was really freaked out. How venomous are the Australian keyboard spiders? I don't even know what that spider was, to be honest with you. It wasn't a huntsman. I don't know. It didn't have a red or white back on it, which is good, because those ones are pretty deadly. Tell the rest of the story. The kids came to see what it was, and you screamed at them to clear the area. Yeah, I just freaked out. I said that. Stay away, stay away! The kids are coming over, like, what? Because they would have freaked out if they saw it. But I just, yeah. I was doing the, stand back! Don't come closer! Yeah, it was pretty full on. Yeah. It was full on. I admit it. I had an absolute, yeah, hissy fit. Whatever. It crawled out of my... And can I tell you what else then? For the next, like, 2 weeks, because this top hangs on a hook on the back of my door in the bedroom, right? So for the next 2 weeks, every time I went to wear this top, I'd take it off the hook and I'd smack it on the floor to make sure there was nothing living inside it. It was hilarious. Yaz is pretty okay with spiders, like, I have to say. She doesn't freak out much. So I don't know if she would have freaked out about having one out of her sleeve. But yeah, I don't like spiders. Right. See, that's what Yas doesn't want the kids scared of spiders, so she didn't want me freaking them out. But there was no stopping me being freaked out at that point. No, there was no stowaways because the packages came from the States, so they would have had to the spiders would have had to got in the packaging in the States for them to be shipped to you. Yeah, Yas would have been fine. If spiders have feelings, they should piss off and go live somewhere else. Moths and cockroaches are revolting. Yeah. See, Yas can't do cockroaches or moths. I'm fine with those. Quick question, how's the mods working out on your T962? Still working well? Yes, hello Ruggers Customs. So I'm pretty much using my 962 exclusively now for my Tiny Pico production. And yeah, it's working out great, except the fumes issue, right? But I have a solution for that now, which I'm making a video on, but it's way too long and I can't edit it down, so I'm going to reshoot a whole bunch of it. I don't know when it's going to come out, but I have made a solution for my reflow fumes issue, and it works quite well. But I'm having a little bit of problem with it when I do the high temp reflow with the RAM. It's showing me that there's a cold patch inside the oven, which I don't get if I don't use the fume solution. So that's a bit of a problem. But other than that, yeah, the oven's working okay now that the mods are done. Without the mods, forget it. I put an EST technical mod kit in mine about 5 months ago. Works okay so far. EST technical. I'm not sure which one that is. There's a few out there. Is that a replacement board, Ruggers? How's your light burner doing, Sion? My light burner? You mean light burn, the software? Well, it's not out yet. So yeah, I did a bit of a yes thing on Twitter the other day. So when I bought my 8-watt laser cutter, I didn't realize that the controller it came with wasn't compatible with my software that I use for laser cutting, Lightburn. And at the time, the guy said he's going to work on a compatibility for it, and then he just got slammed and busy and moved across the whole of America and all sorts of stuff. So he only just started working on it recently, and he posted a video of where he's up to, and it's starting to work. It's not ready yet. I can't get access to it. I can't use it yet. But I'm quite excited, because what a lot of people did is went and bought new controllers for their lasers, which for me, it'd be about $500 for a new controller, and had to completely replace the controller to get it compatible, where in my case, I didn't. I've been suffering through using the other software, hoping that at some point Lightburn will become compatible, and it looks like it's getting close. Maybe in a couple of months it'll be ready. Are your 962 mods already documented anywhere? Well, my mods were just based on the Unified Engineering mods, so they weren't mine. I did someone else's mods. So just if you look up the Unified Engineering, let me see if I can quickly find it. Unified Engineering, T962. There it is there. I just followed theirs. I'm using their firmware. I'm pretty much going through all of their mods. I put one in my 296. If I had come across first, I probably wouldn't have done that instead. Much cheaper. The improver must be programmed for heat cycles in the hours range. Asking for a friend with a unique paint queuing method. You'd have to go and you'd have to go and hack the code to do it. There's no reason why it won't, except probably not a good application for it, Neffers. I don't know what would happen, like graphically and stuff, UI wise, what would happen. Ian, I looked at we spoke about this on a stream a while ago. You mentioned you had the different controller. I looked at putting a different controller in, but I wanted to try the mods first anyway, and I wasn't even sure if I'd end up sticking with that oven. Look, it's not fantastic, Versus Reflow Master and appropriate oven. Like I still prefer using my Reflow Master and my toaster oven just for when I'm doing small things. There's still like hot and cold patches in the T962A, and it's noisy, and it generates a lot of heat. Excuse me, which I've solved a lot of that stuff now. Did I take a picture of the spider? No, I didn't. But I'm also biased, right? Like, I mean, I make the Reflow Master. I don't know. I still prefer reflowing in my toaster oven, to be honest with you. But I've got a production flow working now that I'm using the T962A on, and it's working better for my production cycle, if that makes sense. The one thing that the toaster oven approach doesn't do is it doesn't shut it down for you. Like, at the end of the reflow, you've got to open the door. You've got to be around to open the door. Where the T962A you don't. But yeah, when it comes to using IR for reflowing, it's not fantastic. Hot and cold patches, blackboards are a problem. Getting the balance between the blackboard and reflowing and not melting the board and not getting hot and cold patches it's tough. I have to be very careful where I place the boards inside the T962A. Okay, there's a whole discussion on spiders going on. Make a servo to open the toaster door. Yeah, not so easy. I mean, people have suggested that to me. It would need to be machined out of metal, the housing for it, because my oven gets hot on the outside, so I can't attach anything to the side of it. Definitely not plastic. Definitely not anything 3D printed or acrylic. It would have to be some type of metal or machined system, and getting a servo that's actually strong enough that can actually open the door all the way is pretty much impossible. Like, it doesn't need to be opened a little bit, it needs to be opened. So, you know, you're talking about doing a full range of open like that is not something you can do with just a servo, not one servo anyway. So it's quite a difficult thing to do. Yeah. Okay. So, I think we've been going for a couple of hours, and I need to get on to making more tiny picos. Electromagnet with a spring, like a conventional toaster. Attach a wire to the door handle. And where would the wire go to? So I would lose how much space in the front of my toaster oven to have an automated open thing? Yeah. It's all trade-offs, right? I've got two lots of exciting news, but I'm not going to share there's one I can't share yet. Tomorrow I can share it. Today I can't. So maybe you have to wait till next week. But something exciting though, I had my record production day yesterday. So I built 100, can I pop in quick? You can, but it's got to be quick, Yuz. Because I'm going to end the stream in a minute. I built 150 tiny picos yesterday and another 150 boards with RAM on the back. So, does that make sense? So, 300 boards with RAM and then 150 of them with tiny picos. That is a record for me in terms of production. So, yes, I'm smashing out tiny picos at the moment, but I have so many more to build. It is not funny. It's crazy. Come on, Yuz. We're going to have a Yuz in the house. Record smashed. I'm not going to be able to do that again today because obviously I'm going to be starting late. Oh, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. But that is a lot of tiny picos to build in a day. Really a lot. It's pretty good. Obviously, I've got my pick and place machine nicely tuned now. Finally. Until it's untuned. I can hear a door. Yeah, those dates don't mean anything, Johnny. They're still pre-order dates. They haven't shifted everything over yet. Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, friends. Oh, it's pink.
Your hair, yeah. Yaz might have pink hair at the moment. Don't do that.
It's a lot pink. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, the camera makes it look worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pink hair. Pink finger. Here you go. Here's your finger.
What? Oh.
What?
Where's the other one?
What? What other one?
I thought there was two.
There is a red one. I haven't made it yet.
Oh. But it... Oh. I'm really good at understanding what's going on. Does it have a magnet?
No.
Oh.
But I can attach a pin to it.
To wear on my...
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Do you want to wear it today?
I think I want to put it on my car somehow.
No, you can't put it on the car. Anyway. Hey, people are talking to you. Don't worry about us, folks. We just, Say, hi, guys. Hi, guys.
Hi, everybody.
Do you want to sit down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Can we...
Are we going to wrap it up? Because the stream's been going for ages. It's been a really good one, but it's it's been going for too long. I just thought I'd pop in and say hi. I'm not going to retell the spider story in the way it actually happened. I'm just
That is how it happened.
Yeah.
I freaked out.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And then, so I got a tissue to try and squash it. And because I had to look away from where the spider was to get the tissue, the spider then crawled under the thing. And C was like, it's gone now. Like, can't believe you didn't at least stop looking at it. I'm like, I had to get a tissue. Anyway, it was not funny at the time. It was really not funny. And then the kids obviously like, oh, what happened? Oh. Anyway.
Move on.
All fun.
Move on.
All fun. Wasn't deadly. This big.
What?
Anyway.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
How big was it?
This big.
Can't see your fingers. It was a little bit bigger than that, Yaz. When it was squished, it was that big.
Maybe not. She wants the panda soon. Yeah, the panda's really cute, actually. I'm more of a type of person, though, so the panda's a bit...
This is quite appropriate for Yaz.
Yeah.
Quite appropriate.
I'm not... no panda for me.
Else just wave back at the screen.
What?
Did anyone else just wave back at the screen?
Oh, how funny.
Yeah. Do you know the crow? You know the crow? There's a crow outside that goes, throughout my stream.
What?
Every Wednesday.
Just the one?
Apparently. And you know what? I never hear him any other time.
Oh, that's Barry.
Is that Barry the crow?
That's Barry. The other thing that C and I have an issue with, it's not an issue really, that sometimes there are mice, and then we have to call George the mouse man, who's lovely.
But we name the mice.
But we, unfortunately, the first time it happened, we thought we could catch him ourselves, and so we named the mouse. Unfortunately, we named him Lucky because he used to just run across the house and then he'd just hide, and then we could never find him. But we did the peanut butter on the mousetrap one night, and we heard it, ching, and C went to go get it, and
unlucky.
And Lucky, shame Lucky. He had a bit of spinal damage, and he wasn't quite dead, and it was awful. It was anyway. So now we do the mouse man because we really don't like.
Andy, keep calling him Crowley, because if you call him Barry, I won't know what you're talking about next week.
Crowley's much better. Friendly mousetrap. No. Oh, I don't know what is our next project? Ow.
You need to put the finger on the servo on the back of the window of the car. Now, just on a spring, so it just springs around. Whoop, like that. I think a spring will be okay.
Where? On the car?
On the back of the car. So
what about at the front, like a little bobble?
Yes. Okay.
Anyway, on the dash.
Could do.
Anyway.
That aren't married or have long-standing partners. This is how partners close the stream quickly, by the way. Yeah, there's no quiz with Yaz, by the way.
No. This is my time to shine. Anyone got any questions for me?
I'm just going to... Don't mind me.
We had a mummified mouse that had been... Oh, I'm not good with listening and looking at that. That's making me feel a bit ill. No. Has Crowley been here today?
Yeah, it was before.
Oh. Are you sure it's a crow or not just my kids screaming?
No, it could be a magpie or something. Who knows what it is, but...
Do I enjoy cold weather? No.
No.
I hate it. I prefer the hot. And I know that, it's too hot, you can never cool down, but like when you're cold, you can always warm yourself up. That theory, I don't care for it. I hate the cold. Hate it. Did you get more Maltesers? Yes, I did.
Thank you,
Family packs. Thank you very much. Thank you
for the super chat,
for thinking of me. I actually was going to bring a packet in now and do product placement, but I forgot.
So, by the way, everyone, last stream, was it last stream, as or the stream before? No, the one where my OBS kept dying. just before my OBS died, as he did a super chat, and he donated, can't remember how much, €20 or something for Maltese's donation. But then the OBS died and everyone didn't see it. So sorry about that. But thank you, Azzy. That was awesome.
And thank you, but we don't need the donations. Yeah, we're good.
What?
Crows go black, black, black.
We don't need the Maltesers, you mean? We're good. Yep. Crows go black, black, black. Magpies go toodle.
Okay. Andy, I don't actually know what they make. Have Janice and Norm buggered off yet? No, they're sticking around for the long haul, those
assholes.
Those people. People.
We've gone very unfamily friendly today.
Oh, have we?
Well, I did this on camera.
Well, because it's that.
Yeah, I know. Demonetized! That's okay. But what does the panda say? Yeah, what does the panda say, Brian?
Don't. That's going to earworm me. Please don't.
What do pandas actually say, though?
They don't speak. What do they say?
In what words?
They
what noises do pandas make?
They would roar.
Like bears? Would that be like bears?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Gargles, music. Yeah.
Know about Andy.
Yeah.
Andy.
Pandas say nothing, they're too lazy. Oh.
You know what Brian's called these badges?
What?
Pandamonium.
That's clever. Oh, Brian, that's really clever. I love a good pun. I'm extremely punny. That's fabulous. Oh, that's awesome. Pandas just sneeze into... Yes! That video. That panda video. Okay. And... Mako, I don't understand that big word.
Show Chromia's eyes, because their eyes are not in sync.
Oh,
there we go. Now they're in sync.
It's hurting me.
They're bright.
Yeah, they're very bright. That's for me. Have to go. Got more friends to go and see now. Bye.
Thanks, Yaz.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. I've got a mum dropping off some kids today. Yaz is taking them to school. Okay, folks. After that interlude, I think it's time to say goodbye. So she had to run quickly. Just watched a video. Pandas are like giant squeaky toys. Oh, I'd love to have a panda. Although I reckon they would not be... they'd be a bit dangerous. Thank you all for joining. I don't even know where my off button is again. This is going to be pain. Nope, there it is. Cool. Okay. Thanks for joining. Been a fun stream. Thank you to Brian. Oh, is that off? I turned it off. Right. Thank you, Brian, for the fingers and really cool badges. Don't forget, Unexpected on Brian's Tindy store, 15% off. I don't know how long it's going to go for, but yep, grab some stuff off him if you feel like it. I will stop pimping him now. Catch you all later. Hopefully I'll have my fume extraction video out as soon as I can. Very hard to shoot when I'm working. When I'm using it. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Bye, everyone. Don't forget to like.